What's up, guys? It's Friday. You know what that means? We're doing something weird. I got a request a while back from Kayla, who is one of my subscribers and a friend of mine. She saw that everyone was doing like their mix all their foundations together videos and try it on. So she was like, hey, you should totally do one of these videos. And I was like, all right. Challenge accepted. Today I will be mixing together all of the foundations that I have in my collection that are within my shade range, because disclaimer, I am a working makeup artist and I have a lot of foundations that are not in my shade range. For example, I have multiple of the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundations and they are like not even close to my shade. So I am still mixing the Makeup Forever Ultra HD, but I'm mixing the one that is in my shade. So yes, we are mixing everything together. We are going to be trying it on and we are going to be wearing it. It is past 6 o'clock. It is way past 6 o'clock. It's past 7 o'clock actually. So I'm not going to be doing like a long wear test on this or anything like that. I will do like one little check-in right before I take everything off at the end of the night, just to see kind of if anything changed or whatever and how we like it. I mean, this is just kind of like a fun video. I figured it's nothing super serious. Obviously, we're not going to be wearing all of our foundations together every day of our lives, so it's not super serious. Yeah, I had an unexpected half day at work, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and film this video. So here we are. So I have 33 foundations to mix together for you guys today. We're gonna make a magical concoction of foundations and I am super excited about it. I have a little tiny plastic cup here with a lid so that I can preserve it, because I am not about wasting products. So I'm gonna use it for as long as I can, if I like the way that it lasts, of course. So let's just get right into this. I am going to start with my stick foundations here, which I have 5 of them, because I just want to get them out of the way because they're not going to be the easiest to do, so I'm just going to be scraping them off. So this is the NARS Velvet Matte Foundation Stick in the shade Ceylon or Light 6, which is obviously not really my shade. It's a little bit too dark for me. I don't have like one of those little metal spatulas. I've been an artist for a long time. I really should have one by now, but I just don't, so So I'm just gonna use the back of one of my makeup brushes to just like scrape off a thin layer here, just like that. And I'm just gonna put that into my cup. All right, so there we have that guy. I'm gonna try to get through this part as fast as possible because this is gonna take a while. Now we're doing the Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick. This is in the shade Y245. And if I keep telling you the shades of everything, it's gonna take even longer. So I'm not gonna tell you the shades of everything. Hourglass Vanish stick. Bobbi Brown foundation stick, too dark for me. Tarte Clay foundation stick. Oh, I forget how soft this one is. Almost completely destroyed it. All right, so that is all of my foundation sticks in there. So now let's get into these liquid foundations. Starting off, I have the tester version of this, but this is the Dior Skin Nude Foundation. Just gonna do one little squirt of that guy. Then going into a little bit of my MAC Studio Fix Fluid. I don't have the pump, so I'm just gonna try to tap a little bit in here. Next, Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse. One pump of that guy. I am just doing one pump of all of these because I know it's going to add up to a lot of foundation and not trying to waste all my foundations. Next, the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Foundation. Squirt about a pump-sized amount in there. Haven't worn this guy in a while, but this is the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint. Too dark for me and too yellow. Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Foundation. You gotta be careful with this one because if the formula dries in the pump, it'll like squirt out the sides. So make sure you clean off the pump before you pump it, otherwise it might be a hot mess. Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This is the Smashbox Studio Skin Foundation. One pump of that guy. Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. Touch in Soul Advanced Real Moisture Liquid Foundation. Squeeze about a pump of that in there. I love this foundation. So pretty. Next we have the Stila Stay All Day Foundation. And do one little pumperoo of that guy. Well, that was not a full pump. Come on. Oh, I'm just gonna scrape that off here. I have a feeling, all in all, this is gonna end up too dark for me because I have a lot of foundations that are too dark for me, but I do have several that are too light for me, so hopefully it'll turn out to an okay color. Too Faced Born This Way foundation, 1 pump. NYX Total Control cover drops. I'll just do, that was about 4 drops. Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation. Probably need like 5 pumps of this from the look of this because this is too light for me. Actually, it would probably be just fine. I feel like all of a sudden I got lighter within like the past week. For some reason, all of a sudden I just went like 2 shades lighter and I'm like, okay, well now I wear the lightest shade. Next, the YSL All Hours Foundation. NARS Natural Radiant. This is so much foundation. Josie Maran Vibrancy Foundation. My beloved, beloved, beloved. YSL Touche Eclat All-in-One Glow. Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation. Milk Makeup Blur Liquid Matte Foundation. Did you know that you can shake this with it open? Like it's airtight, so you can still shake it with it open. First time I found that out, I did it and I was like, I'm scared shaking it with it open, but it was totally fine. Dior Skin Star Foundation. Number 7, Stay Perfect Foundation. The beloved Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. The Way Too Dark For Me Fenty Foundation. Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Longwear Foundation. One of my all-time favorite foundations. And new to my collection, the e.l.f. Flawless Foundation. Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Foundation. And last but not least, I wanted to spray this in last because it dries pretty fast. So this is the Dior Air Flash Foundation. Also one of my dear beloveds. That was a bad idea. That just went everywhere. All right, let's mix all this together. All 33 foundations. I'm just gonna use the end of my brush. This is going to be way too dark for me, I can tell you right now. You know how I ended up with so many foundations that are too dark for me? It's because I just keep getting fairer and fairer and I never stop, and so everything just keeps getting too dark for me. Look at how freaking dark that is. It's like not even dark on camera. I just know it's gonna be too dark for me. It might not be that bad. See, this is why I thought about not mixing my cream foundations in, and this is exactly why. I see it like getting into little clumps. But I am going to apply it with a brush today, just in case I do need to buff any of those little creamier parts. I think I mixed it up pretty well as it can be mixed up. All right, let me put all these away. Are we nervous? Are you as nervous as I am? Because I am nervous. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not gonna wear any primer today because I just want to see how this looks all by itself, because that's where we are. You know, the more I look at this color, the more I think it's not that bad. It mostly just looks too yellow. All right, so I'm just gonna take a little bit on my brush. I don't know what to do. Okay, this is like really unideal. I'm gonna take the smaller side of my brush because this is a dual-ended brush. This is the Sephora multitask face brush and concealer brush, the number 202. So I'm just gonna take the smaller side. Yeah, the color isn't gonna be too bad. Maybe it'll actually be like the most perfect color for me in the whole world. Oh, I really like the texture so far. I'm gonna start with a small amount and try to just build it up. Oh, this color doesn't look bad. Not at all. Oh yeah, that's not a bad color at all. We're just really gonna buff and buff and buff. It's blending super, super easily, like super nice. I love the texture of it so far. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit more, bring it into the center of the face a little bit. All right, now I'm just gonna take a smidge of that and bring it down my neck a little bit. Like, golly, the texture of this is like so creamy and nice. Like, it's beautiful. Feels like it is slightly too yellow for me. From my monitor, it looks absolutely perfect. Like, dang, the heck with this foundation. It looks really beautiful. Like, let me grab a different mirror. Yeah, it looks really nice. a little bit, well, in camera it doesn't look that way, but in person it looks a little bit more matte than I think I would prefer, but I'm not like mad at it. All right, I just want to pick up a smidge more. Just place it onto my problem areas here. I'm really happy with this. I mean, tell me this doesn't look really freaking nice. It's like matte, but it's still like soft, and it's like the texture looks really smooth, and I feel like a little bit blurred, and it doesn't feel like it's clinging to any weird places, and I feel like my skin looks hydrated. Now I know why like everyone has been obsessed with all their foundations mixed together, because this looks really, really nice. Who would have thought that mixing all of your foundations together would create the ultimate mega foundation? Like, the heck? See how it still has a little bit of a sheen, but it's not like super glowy. It's not matte. It's kind of like, I feel like the color is actually pretty good. From the look of it, I was like, oh, that's gonna be a little bit too dark, maybe a little bit too yellow, but it actually looks really good. Let me zoom you guys in close so you can see it all by itself before I put setting powder and concealer and everything on top. So here is everything all by itself. I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good about it. Like, some of these foundations have bothered my skin a little bit, like the NARS skin tint, for example, will make my skin feel like it's like crawling. I feel that a little bit, and that's probably because of some of those foundations that I don't reach for every day because they make my skin feel like this. But it's only in like certain places, like right here I can feel it a little bit. So like maybe I got a little bit more of that foundation in certain areas and not in others, you know? Yeah, I just feel like it buffed right into my skin. I feel like my skin looks like skin, but it's also covered. Dang! Like, I'm very picky about the way that foundations look on my forehead, but I love the way that my forehead looks. Like, it just looks so smooth as compared to how it normally looks. Like, I am loving this. Okay, let's move on. I'm gonna stop talking about how much I freaking love this. I'm gonna start applying everything over it and see how everything blends. So this is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Camouflage Concealer in the shade 110. This is what I use as my color corrector, and I just like to apply just a very small amount of that. Let me wipe off my foundation side here. Just a small amount right on the inner portions of the eyes here. And then recently I've been reaching into my BBU palette from Bobbi Brown and just taking the lightest shade right here and just taking a small amount of that with my finger to press over just for a little bit of brightness under the eyes. And then using my Real Technique sponge to blend it in. Everything is blending over this foundation perfectly and beautifully and amazing. Yeah, everything has blended absolutely perfectly. Under my eyes, I'm going to set with a little bit of the Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder. Just pressing that around the nose area, like normal. I tend to get a lot of makeup breakup, smidge just around the chin area. Oh, and I also just want to press that powder into any areas that I built up the foundation for like spot concealing, just so that I don't buff away that coverage. All right, so here's how we're looking right now. I'm speechless. It looks absolutely amazing and beautiful and gorgeous in every way, and I absolutely love it. I'm gonna go apply the rest of my face, and I'm gonna come back on here. We'll do a quick little check-in so you can see everything applied. We're gonna go throughout the rest of our night and see how this lasts. So I'm pretty blown away right now, so I will see you in a minute. Alright you guys, so I finished the rest of my makeup and I just filmed a tutorial on this look right here. So I will link that right here whenever it is up. Oh my gosh, I just realized in my other video I pointed to the wrong side. Dang it. Anyways, I will link that right here whenever it is up. This video will be going up before this tutorial, but whenever the tutorial is up, I will link it right here, and I will also link it down in the description box so you don't have to click over now, but you can click over after the video is over. Here we are with the foundation. I'm gonna take a look here. We are still doing really well. Like, we are about 2 hours into wearing this foundation. It is almost 9 o'clock and we applied it around 7. We're about 2 hours in. It is creasing a little bit in my fine lines on my forehead, which no foundation has not creased in my fine lines on my forehead, so that is nothing new. I expect nothing less. What I'm really obsessed with about this foundation is the texture around my nose. Like, all around my nose area, usually this is a huge texture area for a lot of people, including myself, and it just looks so smooth, so nice. Like, I have perfect, like, poreless skin. I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. I feel like I love the way that my skin looks, which, by the way, I'm wearing the e.l.f. highlighter right now and I'm freaking obsessed with it. I've been wearing it all week and I freaking love it. I love it because it does not enhance texture like at all, but it gives you such a nice, beautiful glow. I mean, just look at that. Anyways, that is all for right now. So we are doing really well. I freaking love this so much. Like, what the heck? How did this make the absolute perfect foundation? I am shook. I am shook. I am going to be up for a few more hours. I slept a lot last night, so I do not feel tired at all, but I am getting a little bit hungry. So I'm gonna go eat and I will see you guys in my next check-in. Alright guys, so like I said, I wasn't planning on doing like a long wear test on this. It's not really like a serious thing, obviously, because I mixed all of my foundations together, but I did want to do a little bit of a wear test just for the fun of it. And it is now past 11 o'clock at night, so it hasn't been on for a super long while, but it has been on for about 4 hours. Yeah, it looks literally perfect. Like, actually it is starting to break up a little bit on my chin, but I mean, I was like all cuddled up with a blanket and I probably rubbed it a little bit, but I mean, it just looks so nice. Like, it's definitely getting a little bit of a glow to it, which I'm not mad about. I like the glow. I don't see this being like a super long wearing foundation. I'm sure that it will start to break up throughout the day. Probably need a little bit of touching up, but golly, is the texture of this concoction so freaking beautiful. I mean, it is glowy. The texture looks beautiful. My skin looks hydrated. It looks poreless. It looks smooth. It looks like everything you want your skin to look like. It just looks so freaking nice. So very pleasantly surprised by the turnout of this. I mean, not that I expected it to go badly. I have watched a lot of the videos of people doing this challenge or whatever you want to call it, and most, if not all of them, have said that it's created like the most magical foundation for them. So with that being said, I wasn't super surprised that this looks super freaking nice, but even so, I'm still like, I can't believe how nice it looks. Like, I kind of expected it to look nice because I've heard so many people do this, or I've just seen so many people do this with great results, but I don't know, I guess just seeing it in person, I'm like, dang, that's really nice. Like, I can't believe how nice it looks. Like, if I could describe the texture of it, I absolutely love the texture of the YSL All-in-One Glow Foundation. It's like one of my all-time favorite foundations, and the NARS Natural Radiant. And it's like that texture. Like, it's like the perfect soft canvas kind of texture. You know, obviously that is partially due to the fact that both of those foundations are in this little concoction right here. I'm probably gonna use up this concoction just so that I don't waste so much foundation. I don't know if I'll wear it every day, but I'll wear it several days, probably until all, if not most of this is gone. But yeah, I freaking love it. Do I recommend you doing this? Not necessarily. Probably most of you guys just have your foundation, 1 or 2 or 3 foundations that you're happy with, that you kind of switch in and out, and not 33 foundations that you need to mix together. I do not by any means recommend you doing this on a daily basis or anything like that, but it was kind of fun for me to do for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell before you leave, because what's the point of subscribing if you're not gonna know when I upload? If you have any requests, comments, special concerns, leave them down in the comments below and I will be sure to get back to you. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in Monday's tutorial, which will be this look right here. Alright, bye!
We could be